You're listening to Ramble, Record, Repeat. You know what's funny? No matter how many times I hear this intro, I always dance to it.
I'm with you. I'll listen to it in the car or wherever, and
It's a catchy little song.
It's a great song. I think you did a good job when you picked that out.
I know it's gonna be hard if we ever decide. I don't think I'm ever gonna change it. I really like it because even like the people that don't know, that are just listening to this right now for the first time, which I doubt, but those are all of like friends we had record Ramble as well, like family and friends.
That's right. Yeah.
It was a bunch of people that did it, so it's kind of something I want to keep. Maybe add more rambles to it a little later.
Yeah. I can't remember. I just remember hearing when we decided with like, okay, let's go with Ramble, Record, Repeat. I remember, we got to use the clip from South Park with but it was actually rabble or whatever.
Not
right?
Those guys again.
Yeah, I'm like, that clip will be perfect. Let's use that. It worked.
It worked. It did work. Yeah, everything worked. Yeah. I couldn't get it without the motorcycle, but that wasn't like, oh no, it wasn't the end of the world. But how you been? How's it been, you goofy bastard?
I'm pretty good. It feels like I haven't talked to you in a while. I know you've been pretty busy, but we still text or chat every now and again. But...
Work is butt.
Yeah, eh?
Work is butt. Life would be great if work did not get in the way.
But is it butt because of lack of people or what?
Yeah, lack of people, COVID, and all this junk. All the people that got let go because of the mandate.
Okay. Do you know how many people it was?
Not off by hand, no. But all I know is we're in the middle of getting new trainees at my work, like my division, and we're getting between 40 and 50 new drivers, which is great for me because that just pushes me up seniority wise. But it's been 2 years of like scraping the bottom of the barrel, and I'm just tired.
Yeah.
And then also just like the off days changing, and I'm going from work later in the afternoon, which I like because I get to sleep in, spend time with Ashley, to now starting at 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah, that sucks.
It's still not nights, right? So I'm not like super complaining, but it like Ashley's like, your mind is not what it used to be, and I go, it's just I'm running on 5 hours of sleep every day because when I come home I want to spend time with Nathan because now he's going to daycare, and it's like it's kicking the crap out of me. And I got something to say about that as well. Jesus, man, it's been a busy
daycare.
It's been a busy couple of weeks. So he is yet to go to daycare for a full week. The first week he got sick, so he had to come home.
Okay.
Had to give him a rapid antigen, whatever it is, the COVID test.
Yep.
Hardest thing I ever had to do. It was so bad because he was screaming and kicking, and I felt so bad. And then he kicked me in the nards, but came back as a negative. So it was just a cold. So we treated that. Then the week after, it was the time change.
Oh, yeah.
And he's not used to one naps yet.
Yep.
So he's going from 2 naps to 1 nap. So he just wasn't sleeping. So he was so tired. He was like, when the kids are tired, they're kind of drunk and they're falling everywhere. So he was literally just walking and he just went like this. And he fell and hit his head on the floor. Ooh. And I told Ashley, I'm like, he's not going in tomorrow. He's staying home. And I'm putting him, I'm giving him his 2 naps. So he slept that day for his naps, 4.5 to 5 hours of nap.
Oh, wow.
Of nap. So he needed
pretty good. Yeah.
Right. So then he slept through the whole night and now he's adjusted.
Okay.
And he's okay. He got sent home today with a fever, and they've had 2 positive COVID tests at the daycare. I did the test today on him.
Yep.
No COVID, but we have to give it to him in 2 days, 48 hours.
Give him the first one in the way. You know what, though? Those tests aren't that reliable unless you have symptoms. Because he's got a fever, runny nose, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Then it'll probably come back positive if he does have it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if you have no symptoms, they're useless.
I know, but that's what they gave us, so we got to do it. So the first test, he did have runny nose, fever, no diarrhea, slight bit of a cough, but it came back as a negative. So, and then Ashley today just had a tooth extracted. So she is currently in pain. Yeah. She's taking T3s, and I just gave her food for the first time since lunch. And she's like, "There's a big hole. I feel ugly." And
I'm
like,
yeah.
I go, "You're not." I go, "You're not ugly." And I go, "Smile." And I go, "Really smile, not like trying to over exaggerate. I go smile, and she smiled. I'm like, you can't see it.
Yeah.
I go, you're gonna get it fixed.
Yeah,
And she's like,
exactly.
but I can feel my jaw shifting. I go, your jaw is not shifting yet. That takes like years if you don't get it taken care of. But it's just your head, right? She's never had a tooth extracted. I've had 5. So I'm
Yeah.
like, whatever. This is normal, But
Apparently, this is our week for our wives to have injuries because
what happened to
Paula.
Paula?
So I didn't even know she did it until she told me today. She sent me a picture of her toe, and it's all black and blue. And she's like, "Yeah, I think I broke my toe." I'm like, "What'd you do?" And apparently, she was downstairs and kicked the couch, like the leg of the couch, when she was walking. So, and when
Oh,
you're walking and you swing your foot and you don't you just give her hell. It's not like you're being
yeah.
careful. And
She was
it's
fancy walking.
fancy. She was dancing.
Was it the Vince McMahon?
Oh yeah. But yeah, she said it hurts a lot.
Like
She
the Dickens.
like the Dickens, yeah. But she when she did it, she's like it's one of those pains where it's a good minute of pain and then you're fine.
Yeah.
And then the next day, of course, her toe's black and blue and it hurts to touch it. And so she doesn't know if it's broken. She's not going to go in. I mean, I don't think they can do anything for a toe.
They don't splint it.
Leave
or
it,
anything.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it was really bad, like if it was one of the smaller toes, they would just tape it to just to kind of keep it stable. But I doubt they'd even do that because then you don't want it to like grow crooked, right?
Yeah, exactly. So,
But
and she said it was the same one she broke when she was a kid too. So,
well, we got to put our wives down, Chris. I made a joke afterwards. She's like, "Did I already get something in it?" I go, "You're okay." I go, "You're drinking. You got to drink a lot of water because that'll help keep it clean and moist and
did
stop
they
you
give
from
her
getting
one of the syringes?
Yeah. I told her it's going to hurt the first time she does it.
Yeah,
because you're going to go
have to
too
clean
hard.
it out all the time too. Yeah,
Yeah. But I gave her Lipton chicken noodle soup. I'm going to be making her scrambled eggs tomorrow. Like just easy stuff to eat. I go, you know when it's going to be an issue? And she's like, when you're overconfident and you're comfortable with it. Then you're like, I'm going to have a hamburger with poppy seeds and stuff, shit like that, or sesame seeds. Sorry.
Yeah.
But I was making a joke and I'm like, well, she's like, I don't want it to get infected. My jaw's going to go and then I'm going to get sick. And I go, well, as long as I can remarry when you die, I'm okay. And she just gave me she was like, just one of those death stares. But I'm trying to make light of the situation and making jokes and stuff. That's how I deal with that kind of crap. But
of course, yeah.
But you're okay. No injuries with you?
My back's sore, but I think it's just a getting old thing.
Yeah, old man high.
Old man high. Yeah, I don't know. I woke up one day and my lower right back. I don't think it's my sciatica because sciatica is lower, right?
Yeah, that's more like your hip, I think.
Yeah, so mine is like almost right where my kidneys are on the right hand side, but a little further back.
Yeah.
And it was really bad on Sunday and Monday, and it's gotten better. But if you just move a certain way, you feel it, right?
You tweak it.
Tweak it, yeah. So I'm just trying to be easy. On Monday, I almost felt like coming home from work and just lying down because sitting in an office chair like this all day, it's not good for the back. Sitting on the bus, right?
I went to the chiropractor today. I've been going like every 3 weeks since my initial thing, and she's done wonders on my back, like really, really good.
Yeah.
And then I ended up buying one of those hypervolt guns because they're on sale, like the
big massage gun things.
Yeah. They're awesome, especially on your calves. Oh my god, it's so good on my leg. And I don't realize how tense my legs are all the time. Because she's like, your legs are really tense. Can I try it on your legs? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, does it hurt? I go, yeah, but it's like one of those times where it's like a good pain.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
You're just like, oh my god, that's great.
Yeah, it hurts, but it hurts so good.
Yeah. Isn't there a song?
Yeah, it hurts so good.
It's all about chiropractors and this Theragun, I think. Or the hypervolt or whatever the hell this thing is. But yeah. Beaten any new games lately, Chris?
No. I'm trying to think of what I played. Well, I guess because we talked about me beating a game last episode. That's why you brought it up, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, I have a game that we bought called Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion or Tax Fraud.
That is a very long title.
Yeah, I know.
Is it good?
It's fun. So basically, it's almost like a Legend of Zelda, like Link to the Past clone.
Okay.
But the graphics look like Stardew Valley. But it's very easy. Like it's not difficult. It's like the bad guys barely attack you. It's very forgiving.
Okay.
But it's very humorous and it's a fetch type quest game where you
Go
have to
here,
go
go here, go here.
go here, get this to unlock this area and stuff, almost like Legend of Zelda,
Or
but it's
Worlds of
fun.
Warcraft.
Yeah, not that bad, but yeah. So I played that. I haven't beat it, but it's fun. Trying to think if I really played anything else. Not really, just testing Nintendo tapes out.
I ended up buying an indie game called Stick Fighter or Stick Fight, the Stick Fight or whatever it is, where it's like a battle royal game where it's like Smash Brothers, but you're stick people and you get guns, and there's guns that shoot snakes and guns that shoot lava, and like you can like destroy the environment and stuff. It's really fun, but it's 4 players, but it's also weird button physic control. So you're like the bodies are like flopping everywhere.
Oh,
It's super
yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
It was like, and it was on sale for like $3.
Nice.
So I've been playing that. I am like a ball's hair away from beating Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh, you finally got back
close.
to it, eh? Yeah.
Yeah, I've been playing it
Okay.
like crazy. It's been fun.
Good.
Well, it's what, like I said, it's just a game I can, 15 minutes, done. And then I played the new Mario Kart levels.
Oh, the new tracks,
the 8 new tracks.
Yeah, I haven't played them, but we got
So there's
them.
one where it's a dojo. It's a
Mhm.
ninja dojo, and it's insane. There's so many different pathways you can go.
So is
and
it
there's
like
one-
Mario 3D Land, the one
I never played that one. No.
from the Wii U? You never played that one? No,
The Mario
Oh.
Kart. No.
Not Mario Kart, the actual Super Mario 3D World.
Oh, I did, but this is like a Mario Kart, right?
Yeah,
So
but there's a world in it that's a ninja dojo. It's a really fun level. I'm wondering if it's inspiration from that.
maybe because
Yeah.
all the other ones had what systems they were on, and this one had nothing. So this is an original, I think.
Okay.
But the wind blows you up, and then you're like driving your car along the rooftops like a ninja. It's really fun.
Does it have the little black guys from the Super Mario that go back and
No.
forth? What are those called? I can't remember what they're called. No.
Shy Guys?
No, they're not Shy Guys. I can't remember what they're called.
Steve?
Super Mario Black Ninjas.
The one from
They're-
Mario Golf?
Oh, maybe it's actually called a Ninja or Ninja.
Yeah, that's from he's in Mario Golf.
Is it? Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's the one from Paper Mario Sticker Star, or not Paper Mario. What's the Origami Kingdom?
Yeah. Okay.
It's from there, and Super Mario 3D World. I think
If you have a chance, definitely try it. It's a lot of fun.
yeah, I haven't given it a shot yet.
You call yourself Nintendo Hodge. Change that. Just put Hodge. Get rid of at Nintendo Hodge. You've lost that privilege.
So yeah, maybe we could explain that. So if you are listening, Josh, shout out to you because you're probably listening to this podcast. We're actually using StreamYard right now. Fingers crossed that it's going to work.
Yeah.
Streaming to my YouTube channel right now, unlisted, so there's nobody watching us. But if all goes well, we're going to use StreamYard going forward to do live records like this, and then we'll obviously upload it afterwards to what's it called?
YouTube.
No,
Spotify.
Anchor.
Anchor and Spotify.
Yeah. So that people like Josh, myself, I listen to most of my podcasts through Spotify. But if people want to be able to join us, we can schedule these and have live conversations with people, which would be pretty cool.
We schedule and then nobody shows up.
It'll happen. No, Derek will be here.
Derek will be here. Derek loves us, and I love Derek.
Mm,
Look at that, put him.
but I'm liking this. I know people can't see it.
Yeah,
we
it
will
pretty good.
We will put it up on our YouTube channel if all is well.
Yeah,
I know that STC Pod, Retro Fandango, they both use StreamYard when they do their thing, and from what I've seen, I like it.
yeah. Like my main concern is just the audio quality. So if that's good, I don't care about the video quality. If it's a little pixelated, it makes me look better. I can see you doing that. It's like was it a boss having to deal with people working from home for the first time? So it's like one guy's like, "So what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about this big planet,"
Yes.
and then like he's like, "Oh, is he frozen?" Then you see this. So he takes a drink, and then it's a pretty funny video.
I've seen that where the kids for school they'll pretend they're frozen, and then they'll just put up like a picture of them frozen,
Yeah,
and then just leave that up. Yeah,
That's smart.
yeah. Or I've also seen it where they put up an image where it says like it's like disconnected or reconnecting message that will pop up, and they'll use that as their picture.
So it's like, oh, when is this person coming back? And just pooping. It looks like
Hmm.
we're sponsored by Scrooge McDuck
Oh,
in the
the
corner.
StreamYard
Yeah,
logo.
like a
It's a
realistic
duck.
Scrooge McDuck.
Yeah, he wants us to pay him money to use more features, but we're not going to.
No, this podcast is not going to cost us anything. It did. Now it's
Not
free.
anymore. It's free.
No, as long as this works. And you know what? Even if we, for whatever reason, we don't like using StreamYard, which I can't see this being a problem, seems like a better way to make the calls than what we've been making in the past.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
I
Yep.
can share my screen. You can share screens.
Yep.
I don't want to show you my screen. It's just chock full of porn right now. Just so much pornography. I'm just going to share the screen of the screen that I'm looking at right now, which is us. So it'll be like an Inception.
Whoa.
Whoa.
I don't
Chris
like
just
that.
made it. No, I don't like this either.
No,
Whoa.
we're gonna go back.
He just zoomed in.
It's Wayne's World. Extreme close up.
Whoa. He just zoomed in and literally went on both of our faces. It actually zoomed in on our faces good. Does it do just the faces or centered?
I don't know.
No, it's just centered.
Just centered.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm like, if it like zoomed in on our face, I'm like, that's impressive.
And then we could do a spotlight. Oh, spotlight. I don't know why it's picking me to spotlight.
Because you're talking right now. If you don't, it should make no, it doesn't. Yeah, get rid of that. Get rid of that, Chris.
And then news layout. Didn't do anything.
He's just pushing buttons now.
And then screen layout. That's back. What's that? What's the difference? There's no difference. Oh, well.
No,
anyways.
The growing pains of trying something new. But yeah, Chris came up with a suggestion when we finished season 3 and we're going into season 4 now, and I was all on board. I'm like, I have no idea how to do this. Explain this to me. I'm like, let's just do a test and see how it is, and if it works, I'm on board. And so far, it looks pretty good.
I'm happy with it, and if it can make our life easier, maybe no editing needed, we might be able to do it every couple of weeks.
Yeah, like if we can just literally just pop on and do it, I'm fine with that, as long as you don't need to edit. But
yeah, exactly.
So I got a question for you. Have you been up to date on all the new Star Wars stuff?
Sort of.
Talking Mandalorian season 1, Mandalorian season 2, Book of Boba Fett, and the Kenobi trailer. I don't think you're up to date on the Bad Batch show. So
no.
the animated the Jedi, the Star Wars one.
I've never seen any of the animated besides in passing way back in the day when Clone Wars was on like the Cartoon Network.
Bad Batch is the same as Clone Wars.
Is it same time frame too?
Just after Order 66.
Oh, that would be kind of exciting.
Yeah. It's them dealing with Order 66.
That's right, because I think I heard something where they were saying having to do Order 66 and showing how all the Jedis got killed again.
And it shows what is it? Them dealing with Order 66, but also the transition from clone troopers to stormtroopers.
Oh, that would actually be kind of cool.
Stormtroopers aren't clones, they're just soldiers.
Yes, yeah. They were originally clones, and then as
they replaced them as they went because they stopped making clones. But
yeah, exactly.
As I've said in shows past, I'm not a huge Stars fan. Star Wars, Star Trek. I just, I definitely didn't care for the 3 new Star Wars. The J.J. Abrams ones with Rey and Kylo Friend. Didn't really care for it. It felt like a rehash of the original 3. Mainly.
It was still entertaining.
But like I was not like I enjoyed them, but I was never like huge into it. And then this shit came out, like these TV shows like The Mandalorian and Mandalorian season 2. Book of Boba Fett was okay. We'll get into that in a little later. My opinions on Book of Boba Fett.
Season 3.
The Book of Mando.
Book of Mando, yeah.
So I'm going to get into that a little later because I do have some gripes with that. But man, I am into Star Wars with this stuff. Bad Batch. Like I loved Clone Wars. I loved Star Wars Rebels. Bad Batch is good. But man, this is like, it's pulling me back in. And the way he's interconnecting things, Favreau and Filoni are interconnecting things. It's making me appreciate at least the original 6 movies more. Like the was it 4, 5, and 6, and then 1, 2, and 3. He's making me really enjoy those more. So it's kind of rekindling my appreciation and enjoyment of Star Wars. Like Mandalorian alone has brought me back.
Yeah.
Like into the fold big time.
Yeah, they did a great job with Mando. Both seasons were awesome in my opinion.
Mhm.
I don't know what's supposed to happen with season 3. Like the
They
way
kind of
season
touched on it with the end of Boba
Well,
Fett,
that's the
right?
thing, right? Like you know where they are. It was like we said, we'll talk about it more as we get
Yeah.
there. Um
By the
but
way, if
what
you
if
haven't
that
watched any of this is going to be pretty much a spoiler episode. I'm not holding anything back.
yeah.
If you haven't watched it by now, I'm sorry. I really am, but we haven't really done a show like this.
No,
So,
no, we haven't.
so
But
sorry, Chris. You can continue.
I'm trying to even think back to like so the first season of Mando, um, it's him getting his armor back, right?
Or no, he's not getting his armor back. He's just getting his armor.
Yeah, he. That's what the
The
Mandalorians
best,
do.
the
They
Beskar
right?
armor.
They have to find
But it's
the
also
metal.
he found a baby Yoda, he was called that by the internet, but his name is actually Grogu.
Yeah, he had to go. Actually, he was supposed to go get him to give to the or not the
Or
emperor,
the Empire.
the empire.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "No, I'm not going to." And
He's like, Moff Gideon, you're a dick.
yeah, which Moff Gideon, played by
Was it,
what's his name from Breaking Bad, was awesome.
yeah, he was very good in that.
Yeah, what's his character name from Breaking Bad?
I don't know. I can find it in a second. Give me a second.
I was not Saul. It's the guy that owned the chicken place. He was so good.
I can tell you his name. I'm just pulling up him.
Yeah.
No, if not. Is it Giancarlo Esposito?
Yeah, but what's his name in the show?
I have no idea. I just know him.
Oh,
I can tell you. Give me a second. IMDb sometimes can be a real pain in the butt to try and find information. Like it does like the whole long way around before you just get exactly what you want.
yeah.
It used to be a lot more streamlined.
Yeah.
Breaking Bad, he was Gus.
Gus Fring.
Yeah, Gus Fring.
Yeah. So he played Moff Gideon.
He invented the frings, which is the onion ring and fries together. Yeah, he was really good. The assassination robot that was voiced by Taika Waititi.
Yeah.
Even
that
Gia
was
Carano in it, that little bit. Like I liked her.
I liked her until she opened her mouth.
Yes.
And
then
started talking politics and
yeah. The thing is, you can't let that affect your opinion of her previous work.
No.
It's stopping her from getting future work, and her previous work on the show was great. She was a great character, and I'm sad that she's not going to be continuing with that character.
Well, there was rumors she was going to get her own show, right?
She was. It was called Rangers.
Yeah.
And then so like that ends, and you find the Darksabers back, and the Darksaber was touched on in Clone Wars and Rebels. Even Darth Maul had the Darksaber for a bit. It's like whoever owns the Darksaber has a Darksaber that wins it in combat is the ruler of Mandalore, like is the Mandalorian, like the true Mandalorian. So you find Moff Gideon has it, but they never explain why Moff Gideon has it. Like you look at look at him and you're like, man, you don't look like a fighter. But then he fought Mando in the end of season 2, and it was great.
Now, season 2, is that when we got to see...
you saw a lot. So season 2, you got Boba Fett reintroduced.
But was that also Rosario Dawson? Was that season 2?
Yep, season 2 was Rosario. So season 1 was good because you also got introduced to Fennec Shaw, which is a really good character in the show. She's like an assassin. She gets like
she was good.
Yeah. Not killed. She gets shot by Mando.
Yeah,
and then Boba Fett saves her and brings her back, but then she gets reintroduced into the season 2 as well. And then, but season 2 kind of picked up the same, where now he's trying to find a Jedi or someone to take Grogu.
Yeah, he finds out Grogu has abilities.
Yeah,
and he's like, okay, somebody tells him he needs to be with the Jedi.
Yeah,
you need to take him.
And he was good. And then it also was his name, the dude from Kim's Convenience, is one of the Republic soldiers. That was really cool too.
Yeah, he was in a couple episodes.
That was his own gear. He loves Star Wars so much. He's like, you don't even have to give me a uniform. I have my own uniform.
Really?
And that was his own gear.
That.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Like as soon as I saw him in that, I kind of like looked into it, and he was really into it. And then like they introduced Ahsoka Tano. And Rosario Dawson has been like a fan casted person for this character for the longest time. And that is one of Filoni's like babies, one of his characters that he created specifically for this universe. Not this universe, but like Clone Wars. Like it wasn't around until he did it.
Okay.
And She was amazing. She was so good. The double lightsaber when she goes, "Bwah," like so good, so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
And then they brought in her, but going back to Boba Fett before we go into Boba Fett,
Yep.
they introduced a lot of good characters in season 2 of Mandalorian, but they didn't oversaturate. I felt like they did with Boba Fett.
Well, yeah, because they also had
Timothy Elephant.
Timothy, yeah, who was in
Yeah.
Boba Fett, but he was introduced. He was in one episode
Season 1. Episode 1 of season 2.
Yeah, I'm crushing hard. I'm a man crush on Timothy Elephant. I think I've said that before.
Oh yeah, Timothy Elephant, not Oliphant or Oliphant. It's Timothy Elephant.
Yeah,
That's his name.
I recently watched The Girl Next Door, which is probably the first movie I ever saw him in, and he's such a badass character in that movie.
But yeah, he was really good in that. He was really. I like that he was like that kind of like that gunslinger. You know, I really like that.
The sheriff.
But that's like, so he was introduced in episode 1 of season 2, and he had Boba Fett's armor on.
Yes, that's right. Yeah,
And he was going to like, where'd you get this armor? Where'd you get this armor? Why'd you take your helmet off? Right. And then you find out that he found it or he bought it from somebody, and then he gave it back to Mando, and then Mando had his armor, and then he was going around, and then you get introduced to Ahsoka, she was a gray Jedi. She's like, I'm not a Jedi. She's like, after what happened in Clone Wars and stuff like that. And then what's his name gets reintroduced into it too. Is it Bill Burr?
Yes. Yeah.
He was really good in that too.
Yeah, that was when it was like the 4 of them doing the mission on the planet, right?
Yeah, that was really good. It was a really good moment too. So remember when Marvel in Endgame did that whole girl power movement, and I'm just like, it didn't need to be done. They did a similar one in the last episode of season 2 of Mandalorian, which it was Fennec Shaw, Gia Carano, and what's her name? There was one more. It wasn't Ahsoka. There was one more, I think.
Oh yes, yeah, I know what
they did it, and they were badass. He's like, "Don't worry, we got your back," and they were just blowing like people up, and it was so good. I'm like, they did it better.
Yeah,
it was better, and I enjoyed it more. But yeah, so they introduced Ahsoka Tano. They introduced, they had not introduced, but they reintroduced Bill Burr. They had Timothy Oliphant. There was one more. There was one more in season 2, I thought. I know they had the whole like Luke thing at the end of season 2.
And then that bleeds
into the other Mandalorians.
There was like a
Sasha
whole
Banks.
bunch of them. They help them at the end of the
Sasha Banks
2,
was
right?
such a good Mandalorian.
Yeah, I totally forgot because there was 3 of them or 4 of them.
3 of them. And what's her name was the girl who's the main one. I'm gonna type it up right now, see if I can find it quickly. But the girl that was in the main one, she actually did the voice in Rebels.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, she did the voice in Rebels.
John Leguizamo was a voice,
but she did the voice as the character she portrayed, and the character she portrayed looked like identical. So they really just kind of modeled it after her.
Okay.
Oh my God, what's her name? This is the worst. I'm the worst at this.
Horatio Sands was on it? Really? Yeah, Carl Weathers. We forgot to talk about him.
Everybody talks about Carl. We don't need to talk about Carl Weathers. I can't find them.
And it was in season 2?
Yeah. It was definitely season 2.
Gina Carano, Gianno Esposito, Katie Shakoff. Was it Bo-Katan? Bo-Katan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she was the one. She was the one that was the voice, and she's like the head, and she was awesome in this as well.
People would know her from Battlestar Galactica.
She was very good.
Yeah.
So they had that, and then they had the final confrontation between Mando and Moff Gideon, and
that was
Mando
awesome.
beats him, and he gets the dark saber, and then Luke, the X-wing, flies in.
Yes. Yeah.
And then they kind of mimic the whole him with like Darth Vader in Rogue One, when when he walks into the and he's like Darth Vader's killing all the troopers, kind of like Luke was with the dark troopers, and he was just like boom, 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 boom. And they kind of did like someone did an edit, and it was side by side, and it was really good.
Yeah, I remember getting chills and goosebumps.
It was kind of because we never got to see a Luke like that.
Yeah,
like we never got to see Luke like be a Jedi. We always just saw like the really, it's not true, it's not possible. But it was awesome.
Yeah.
No. It was good though. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
They did the deep fake kind of, or whatever it was, the de-aging or the different
On
face for
him.
Luke.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
and then they kind of get his voice, which was really cool. But the funny thing is, at the end of this, some person like a Joe Schmo, nobody in the industry, did his own version of that and did his like deep fake,
Yes,
and it
you
was
told me
better
about
than the
that,
original.
yeah. Yep.
And then Lucas Arts was like, or whatever it is, Lucasfilm or whatever their company's called, they're like,
Industrial Light and
Filoni.
Magic, that one?
Yeah, Filoni's like, oh, okay, you have a job. And then he did the Luke in Boba Fett.
Yeah.
And it looks
Spoiler
so much
alerts.
better. Yeah,
we already said that.
Yeah, but he's in Boba Fett. But so those two came out first, and they got me going. Like I was really into it. Like they did a really good job of introducing the characters. It sounds like there was a lot, but it kind of just fit in. No one character outshined Mando. Mando was always the main.
Grogu. Everybody, Grogu.
No, Grogu was just cute and he sold merchandise. But it was Mando. Yeah. It was. You have to say it was Mando.
Yeah.
Right.
I like him as an actor. He's good.
Yeah. Even when he took his helmet off, when he turned his head to talk, it was like he still had the helmet on his head.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. He was in
he was
Wonder Woman. What else was he in? Kingsman.
Yeah, Pedro Pascal. He was in Kingsman.
Yeah.
He's been in a lot.
Yeah, I mean those are the big ones I'm seeing.
He was Game of Thrones. He was Oberyn Martell.
That's right. Yes. Yeah, he was the cocky guy in
with the spear. No, he was badass. He was the one who
pretty much he should have, but he didn't, and then he got cocky and died. Spoiler alert.
But yeah, so then you go into Bad Batch, which is animated. So if that's not your thing, you can skip over that. But it was good. I loved Bad Batch. I thought it was enjoyable. I liked going into more of Wrecker, Crosshair, like those guys, Hunter. Even what was the other one? The weird one. There's a weird one.
I don't know any of them. I couldn't tell you.
But what the Bad Batch is clone troopers that were given different deformities, not deformities, but like mutagens and stuff. Not even mutagens. They just changed their genetics.
So they were real clones, but
they were real clones. But like Wrecker was huge, like Hulk strength.
Okay.
So like a ship was going and he just goes and he flips the ship.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and then Hunter was like a tracker.
Okay.
He looked kind of like Rambo. Crosshair was like a sniper expert.
Yep.
And then there's another one who's a scientist. I don't remember his name, unfortunately. But he was like really, really good with tech and stuff like that. And it was like they were really cool as a unit together, because they were the ones that they would send in to get shit done almost.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to find that other guy's name. Like this is like pretty much the show. I'm trying to find his name.
So they're almost like the Suicide Squad in a sense.
Yeah, but they were much better. They never died. They never had bombs in their neck. They were good. It was a good show. It kind of like showed you what happened with Order 66, what Order 66 was, that even if the clones didn't want to do it, they had an inhibitor chip in their neck that made them do it. They had to do it.
Is it a one and done, or will they do another season of that?
I don't know.
Like they left it. Do you think there's enough room for them?
They could do it if they wanted to.
If they wanted to.
I think realistically with half of this stuff, like, did you ever think they were going to start a show called The Mandalorian?
No, that's true.
Right? The Mandalorian, the only Mandalorian you saw in the show was really Boba Fett.
Mm-hmm.
In the original movies, right? So you're like, okay.
Yeah.
But they were good. It was a good show. If you have the time, it's one of those ones you can watch, and you can watch it with the kids around. It's not like it's bad for the kids to watch.
Yeah.
And then we get to Boba Fett, the Book of Boba Fett,
which should be just like season 3 of The Mandalorian, right?
I had such high hopes.
I still liked it.
I had such high hopes for this show because you never got to see Boba Fett. So yeah, they introduced Boba Fett, in season 2 of Mandalorian.
Yeah.
And Boba Fett was badass. He shows up in robes with a gaffy stick, so like the weapon of the Sand People, and you don't even know why he's got the fucking shit, but he kicks ass with it. He's like destroying helmets, and he gets his armor back, and he has a shotgun on his knee, and he like blows people away, shoots the rock. He was badass. Like it was amazing. We finally got to see Boba Fett do something, because in the movie you don't really like, he was in there for what, like 10 minutes,
and he had the horrible death, and
he didn't even die. Because his
Well,
armor is Beskar.
you
You
thought
he
he
died.
died. Yes.
So then they give him a show. And they're like, oh, you better watch it, man. This show's going to be crazy. It's going to be as crazy as this. So I'm like, oh, this is what the showrunners are saying. I'm all ready for this shit, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And the first couple episodes of the show were slow. Like they were introducing what happened to him. It was kind of flashbacks, but I appreciated it. I appreciated like explaining him surviving the Sarlacc pit because of his armor.
Yep.
Then why he got the gaffy stick, because he did get captured by the Sand People, but they also trained him.
Yeah.
And he kind of adapted to their ways, and he wanted to become peaceful. I liked that. I actually thought that was really good, you know? And then the one telltale sign for this show that kind of like, as soon as this happened, I'm like, oh no, are they doing shit like this? So it shows him saving Fennec Shaw after Mandalorian season 1 when she gets shot, and takes her to a modder. He puts the parts inside of her and he fixes her up and saves her and stuff like that. And they do all the shit together. They get his troops, and Boba Fett's trying to become the new daimyo of is it Tatooine?
Yep.
Yeah, where Jabba the Hutt was, and he's trying to do it peacefully. He doesn't want to be like rule through fear.
Dictatorship. Well, no, he is a dictator, but
yeah, but not through fear. He wants to do it through respect.
Yeah.
And then this happens in the show, and she goes, Fennec Shaw goes, "Do you have money?" And Boba was like, "Yeah, I have a lot of money. What I don't have is muscle." And then Fennec goes, "Well, money can buy muscle." And I'm like, are you really having to explain how this works to a bounty hunter? This was his job. This was his job for a living in the Galactic Empire. He was taking money to be muscle to do things. And you had to explain this to him.
Yeah.
As soon as that happened, I'm like, oh, what are they doing? Something is a little off.
Yeah.
Did that strike you as weird or no?
Yeah, I mean, now that you say it, yes. Probably during the time of the movie, I didn't think nothing of it, or the show, I should say, not the
they
movie.
were like movies. They were.
You know what? I mean, maybe you don't have to do a lot to impress me, but like when they introduced the I can't even remember what the race are, but the two pig guys.
Yeah, the Gamoran.
When he got the two Gamorans to be like his muscle, I was like, that's so awesome. I
like that.
Right?
I'm like, they were a good addition.
Yeah.
I liked the Gamorans.
Yeah.
So then they started introducing characters now. So then they bring in the Hutt twins.
Yeah.
Which is like
cool.
Which was cool. I thought that was neat because they were only in for a little bit.
Yeah.
They were just there to be like, hey, we're here. But then that also got to introduce Black Chrysanthemum, which is the Black Woody from the Gladiator things. And I'm like, okay, this is kind of cool.
That was cool. Yeah.
I'm like, that's kind of cool, you know? But then they introduced the modders, which are people that wanted to be modded, but they came out in like Power Ranger Vespas.
Yeah, that was probably my least favorite part. Yeah.
Go Power Vespa. You know, I heard that in another podcast. I totally stole that. But as soon as the guy said it, I'm like, yes, that is what it is. And then I'm like, okay, it's a little weird when they started introducing that. But then after that, much like many of our conversations, it got diluted into other things, and then they brought Mandalorian back, Mando.
You forgot the one part I really liked, but I think it didn't go anywhere because. Sorry, let me correct myself. It went somewhere for the ending, but they didn't do anything with the character that I thought they were going to do. Is when they gave him the Rancor. And he got the baby Rancor and it imprinted on him. But Danny Trejo was the Rancor trainer. I thought he was going to like turn on him or something.
No, Danny Trejo. Yeah, I thought the same thing, but no.
Yeah.
When I realized that it was, what's his name? Rodriguez. That was
Robert Rodriguez.
Like, he was the one that introduced the Power Ranger Vespa modders too.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah. So,
but
I was
I thought it was cool. Again, that pleased me when it's the Rancor. That is so awesome because he's back at Jabba's palace.
Yeah,
he has the Rancor, pit, but there's no Rancor, and then he gets one. And
and like that's what I'm saying. It was good.
Yeah.
And then they started introducing like those Power Ranger Vespas.
Yeah.
And then and then they had the moment, like I said, where he's like, money can buy muscle. And then right when they do that, they play the Mandalorian, that woo, 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 and you're like, okay, so the next episode, Mando's coming back.
Yeah.
And then the next episode, Boba Fett wasn't even in it.
It was the Mando show.
It was the Book of Mando, pretty much. So Mandalorian was in that whole episode. And I'm not going to lie to you. Book of Boba Fett gave me the best episode of the Mandalorian I've ever seen.
Because that was like was that like one of the third or fourth last episodes, I think?
Yeah, the last 3 episodes really didn't
were
like
another continuation of the Mandalorian, basically.
So I have a whole theory about this, and I'll explain at the very end of this. So it was good. It was a really good episode with Mando. It was like him going to the armor, going, why is this blade heavy? And he's like, because you're fighting against the blade, you have to move with it and all this stuff. And that was really good. Like him fighting with the dark saber and using it more, and then coming to help Boba. You get to see a BD-1 droid from Fallen Order. The little, little BD-1 droid. I'm like, that's kind of cool. They showed the Womp Rats finally.
Yep,
they look really cool. They introduced that girl again with the.
I was gonna say the weird lady from Tatooine that fixes his ship or builds a ship for him.
And then like that episode ends, and you're like, okay, so now they're gonna get back into. Like he gets a ship, and not only that, his ship is what. A Naboo starfighter,
the N1 starfighter,
which I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool that they brought that back,
right?
And then, the next episode, I'm like, okay, they're getting back into Boba Fett. No, it was a continuation with Mando. So then Mando flies off in his new super spaceship, and he goes to find Grogu because he wanted to get it because he got the
armor,
from the Beskar spear, and he wanted to give it to Grogu because he's a foundling, right? That's like a rite of passage. So then he goes there and he's waiting on this island, the planet for them. And then who shows up? Ahsoka Tano again. And you're like, okay. But I knew it was going to be a bunch of people like that because this episode was directed by Dave Filoni, and these are characters that he was really like close to him, right? So like Ahsoka, you knew he was going to be there. And then she was like, oh, you can't see him because if you see him, it'll make it harder for him to train. And then you go out and then you see that it's Grogu and Luke. So then they the one thing I thought was really cool was they did like that kind of mimicking scene with like Grogu on the backpack of Luke and Luke's running. And I'm like, that's really cool. Like it was neat. And then you got to see like Luke practicing with his lightsaber, and as he's walking, because Grogu's got tiny legs, he's like using the Force to pick him up to help him walk. I'm not saying the episode was bad. It just had nothing to do with Boba Fett.
No, not at all.
But it was a great episode.
Right?
So then they do all that, and you see him, and then what do they do at the end of the episode? They introduce another character, and it's Cad Bane.
Yeah, that was the end of that episode, or was it the episode before that?
Because he kills Timothy Oliphant.
That's at the end of the that's right.
Episode was called "The Stranger in the Desert."
So Cad Bane, where's he from?
So Cad Bane is from the Rebels, Clone Wars, kind of. So what happened is Jango Fett, Boba Fett's dad, trained Cad Bane.
Okay.
And originally, Dave Filoni wanted Cad Bane to teach Boba when Boba was a kid.
Yeah.
But then they had issues. So you know how Boba had the dent in his helmet? Cad Bane gave him the dent.
Okay.
Cad Bane is the fastest gun in the universe.
Yes.
Like he's faster than Han. Like he has been like, seriously, no, they said he has been like actually the fastest.
Yeah.
But and he looked good.
Oh, he looked awesome.
People had complaints about it because, like, in the show, his face is thinner. And I'm like, look at Count Dooku in the show. And the Count Dooku in the show, his face is like this. Like Christopher Lee in the show is like a regular person's face. Like, so, like, you can't be like too harsh. He looked good.
Yeah.
And then he had the gunfight because Timothy Oliphant was kind of like that gunslinger.
Yeah.
And I'm like, don't run the spice through my town. And we're calling ourselves Freedom Town.
Yeah.
It was good. Like I enjoyed it, but Mando was going to get more help. And then Cad Bane showed up, kills Timothy Oliphant and his deputy, or supposedly kills Timothy Oliphant. But, and then the episode ends with them finally getting back.
Yeah.
To Boba Fett.
Boba Fett. Yeah.
And then it gets to the finale.
The
finale was good.
It was so good.
Seeing the two Mandalorians flying their jetpacks, shooting people, really cool.
Rancor
Was really cool, but I'm going to say a couple gripes.
Okay.
I've been griping it up lately, and normally I'm not overly critical about stuff. Like I kind of come at things like you do, like an open mind and enjoy it. And I did, for the most part, enjoy this show. But the show's called Book of Boba Fett, and everybody was telling Boba Fett what to do. The modders were like, "No, we shouldn't go there. We're going to stay here." And Boba's like, "Okay." And then Fennec's like, "I'm going to go do this." Okay. And then Black Chrysanthemum's like, and he's like, "Okay." Like literally, like everyone was just bossing him around, and he was like supposed to be the daimyo.
I'll give you that. Yeah, he wasn't. I think a lot of people were like,
pulled his
Boba
pants
Fett
down and
wouldn't.
then bent over.
Yeah, Boba Fett wouldn't have been like that. He would have been like, no,
this
this
is what we're
how
doing.
it's gonna be. This is what we're doing.
Exactly.
But maybe it's him turning over a new leaf and realizing it can't be that way.
So he does all this, and then all the people are kind of getting pinned down in the areas. Like Black Chrysanthemum was in one area, the Gamorreans were at another area, the Modders are in another area, and everyone's kind of getting pinned down. And then Fennec runs and she saves the Modders, and I'm like, that should have been Boba. Yeah. Boba should have been the one that came in. Then what's his name? Black Chrysanthemum gets like beat down by the lizard people, and then you don't know what happens to him.
Yeah.
And then the two Gamorrean brothers get pushed off a cliff, and I'm like,
they die. That was sad. Yeah.
They were the only ones that died. I wanted them. I liked them the most. Like they were so good. And I'm like, no, they were like loyal to Boba.
Yes.
And he's like, fuck you, fall the cliff. Die. Like it pissed me off. And then then you have the showdown with Boba and Mando, not together, but fighting all these the Pike, and they're doing all this stuff. And then the groups start coming back. The Modders come back, and then Black Chrysanthemum's like walking, and he's getting shot, and he throws a guy in the air, and he blows him, and that was cool too. Like seeing like a Wookiee go badass too.
Yeah,
because you never got to see Chewbacca go like all out, and he was getting shot, and he had like a gaping wound on his head. I'm like, okay, that was pretty cool. Like that was neat. And then everyone's there, and then the people from Freedom Town show up, and I'm like,
yeah, the backup. Yeah,
and I'm like, okay, this is kind of neat. And then Boba's like, I'll be right back. And he flies away, and I'm like, I know he's going to get the Rancor.
Yeah. Like, I honestly, I forgot. I'm like, where the hell's he going?
I knew he was going, because like those big droids show up. He's like, we need to get something bigger. And I'm like, okay, he's getting the Rancor.
Yeah.
And I knew that was where he was going, but I'm just like, no. So like the whole time you have Boba taking orders from everybody. Then he's like, later, rocket, jetpack. And he leaves. Then he comes back with the Rancor, and there's this really cool fight where he's like, and that was cool because they had Mando try to jump on the Rancor, and he couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Which I thought was kind of cool.
Imprinted on Boba. Yeah.
But like, and then they had the fight with Boba. Sorry, and even go back even further. They had Grogu come back to.
Oh yeah, that's right. He comes back to Grogu decides.
Grogu has to do with Boba Fett.
Yeah, Grogu had to decide whether he wanted to train to be a Jedi or stay a foundling. He had to make that choice, and then he shows back up on the planet to choose.
I have another gripe about that.
Okay, what's that?
So, Luke spent at least the first 4, 5, and 6, trying to show that the Jedi shouldn't be afraid of their emotions.
Yeah.
Fear doesn't lead to the dark side. Weakness does. Anger and hate doesn't. It just, you have to keep your emotions. Don't let it control you. You control them, but still feel your emotions, right? Yeah. He wanted to be a Jedi, but he wanted to walk his own path. He didn't want to go down the same route his father did, because that's what turned him to the dark side, trying to control something that you're meant to feel, right? So he was trying to go against the Jedi way, almost like he tried to do a new way. And then in this, he's like, you can't be attached to this lightsaber, or you can't be attached to this. You have to pick one or the other. And if you pick one, you'll never be a this. And I'm like, this is not what you wanted to do in the first original movies. But by the way, showing Yoda's lightsaber again was pretty cool.
That was pretty cool. Yeah. You can have this.
And I'm like, oh man, I would just like to have him show up with both. Lightsaber and the Mando armor, the chainmail. But yeah, he obviously chose the chainmail to go back to Mando, and then going back to that. So I'm like, yeah, but they put that in for no reason. Like I have a theory, but they put that in for no reason. Yeah. He comes back with the Rancor. They did their battle. They did the fight. And then, they win. Like he kills Cad Bane in a really kind of lackluster fight.
Yeah.
I thought the fight could have been cooler. And then at the end of the show, you see like Mando leaves, and then Fennec Shaw kills the mayor of the Pike and everything. I'm like, that should have been Boba as well. That should have been Boba. So what I honestly felt is what they should have done is Boba's trying to turn over a new leaf. and then shit keeps happening, and he's like, I'm trying to be good, but no. And then he just flips.
Yeah.
And he goes like to old school badass Boba Fett, and he starts just blowing people away.
That'd be kind of cool.
Seeing that and having him be the ones that saved his people and stuff like that. But what I really feel this whole Book of Boba Fett was to clear stuff up for Mandalorian season 3, so they didn't have to do episodes in Mandalorian season 3 about it.
To explain why Grogu's back and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And why he's got to go redeem himself because he took his helmet off. And I think it's
Yeah.
just so that way they could jump right into season 3 without having to do any of that. And they just kind of wasted a character.
Yeah, that's kind of true.
I was sad. Like, I really was. Like,
in all honesty, I don't see them doing another season of Boba Fett. I could be
don't think
wrong.
so.
I could just see them have those characters show on episodes of Mandalorian.
It was a limited show, so which
Yeah.
means it's only going to get one season. Same with Kenobi, it's a limited.
Yeah.
But we'll see. As a show, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But as a show that's supposed to be about Boba Fett, I did not enjoy it.
Yeah, it should have been called the Book of the Mando.
Or the Mandalorian Code or something along those lines. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
But as a show, I did enjoy it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cool stuff in it. And the callbacks and throwing people in and introducing was good. But I think they'd introduced way too many people, new characters, and it just drowned out Boba Fett.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah.
It almost made me not like Boba Fett. Like, just like, yay, bounty hunter. Did you know money can buy muscle? What? Money can buy muscle? Like, that still has me floored.
And I mean, the second that that Mando and Grogu show up, everybody's like, "Oh yeah, they're back," and they're happy, right? So,
You know what it is too? I think it was just trying to get people who don't really know Boba Fett to enjoy the show, throwing a character that they do like.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, all in all, it's the weakest of the 3.
Yeah.
Mando 1 and Mando 2. Yeah, I enjoyed it, but as a Boba Fett show, like I said, I didn't
Basically, take those last 3 episodes, tack them onto the end of season 2 of Mandalorian, and
if they continued the rest of the season of Boba Fett explaining why he wants to be peaceful, I would have been fine with that too. Like, if it had a peaceful ending, but him explaining why. They never really explained why he wanted to change his ways.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
No, like I said, I'm not normally overly critical about things, but I was just like, what the fuck are they doing?
But I don't even think you're being that critical, honestly.
Well, when we talk about things, it's normally like I'm Homer Simpson. I give it my lowest rating ever, 7 thumbs up. You know, like, I really enjoy most things. I do. But I don't know what it is. This just left a bad taste in my mouth. Like, you know what? Maybe the bar was set so high with Mandalorian that it just didn't live up to it, right? But
yeah.
But then, after all this, what comes out? The trailer for Kenobi.
See, they're calling it Obi-Wan Kenobi. I think it should be just called Kenobi.
Originally, it was called Kenobi.
Or just Obi-Wan.
It was originally called Kenobi.
It was.
And then they made it Obi-Wan Kenobi. I think Kenobi's a better title.
Yeah. So this is going to take place after all the Jedis, after Order 66, right? Like, is that when this
takes place after episode 3?
Yeah.
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 Because you get to see little Luke on top of the building. He's like,
yeah, because he's like watching from the shadows.
Yeah, you see Grand Inquisitor. You see the aunt and uncle that are like watching him.
Who was the dude with the big hat? Did you see that in the trailer?
The dude with the big hat?
There was some guy walking. I don't know if it was his head or his hat. It was a big round thing.
No.
Okay.
Dude with a big hat, eh?
Yeah, there was a dude with a big hat. Yeah. I don't know.
What part was he in?
In the trailer? I don't remember. I don't know. The trailer was like 3 minutes long or whatever.
It was a teaser.
Right? Yeah. No, it was longer than a teaser. It was like 3 minutes long.
They called it a teaser. Dude with big hat. Like, I don't even know which one you're talking about. Put it up. We'll watch it right now.
I can
put it up right now. Yeah, put it up right now. Let's watch it right now.
Second. Obi-Wan trailer.
Julie, do the thing. This is the whole point of us doing this live thing. Now we can watch it again.
Okay.
Just make the audio low.
Just a second here. Let's try this up here. Okay.
This is porn.
Share
The Pornhub theme song.
Screen.
Oh, if that's all you're doing, I could have totally done that.
No, I can't. Why can't I share the screen? Just a second.
Hello there.
I don't want to share screen. Oh, that's what I want to do. There we go. Share screen. Share screen. Chrome tab. Obi-Wan trailer. Boom. There we go.
Okay.
So you see it?
Yeah,
All right. There we go. Okay.
Just keep the audio down somewhat low.
Well, we'll probably get a strike against us, right?
Every day we wake up as a strike against us. But point out the dude with the hat. Can you screen it? Can you full
Yep.
screen it?
Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like and
so this is where he's looking at Luke, right?
Yeah, he looks great. And like Luke's sitting on top of his hut and he's like doing like the
looks like it's Anakin.
Racer. Yeah. And he looks great. He looks like he's aged nicely for Obi. Duel of the Fates is playing right now. Versus freaking Darth Maul. I love that. When I heard this song, it sent like shivers.
Yeah.
It's such a good song. That's the Grand Inquisitor, which is really cool.
Mate, okay, just a sec. We're coming up to him soon here.
Okay, I'm waiting.
There, right there, the guy with the big head. See him? He was there.
Oh, I have no idea. He's one of the
henchmen. He shows up again.
He's one of the Inquisitors. So the Inquisitors are like assassin Siths that Darth Vader somewhat controls. It's like his kill squad.
Is it?
But he hates them. Like he literally like rips their arms off, rips their legs
off.
That guy,
see?
Yeah, it's just a helmet. He's an Inquisitor.
Okay.
I will call him Mumbo's Django. Mumbo's Chichachi. That's his name. But it looks really good. I like that they even don't show him using a lightsaber.
Yeah, he looks good.
It looks good. And it's only 6 episodes.
Yeah. Is that at 6, eh?
Yeah. And then you hear the... It's so good.
I like that too, the ending there. Yeah.
They're doing a really good job with that. Ah, see, that was good. I like that. Yay.
So that's cool. I like that we can do that.
Yeah. But yeah, that I'm looking forward to. The Kenobi. I just like what's his name is Kenobi, Ewan McGregor.
Yeah.
I hope there's a hello there. Hello there. I just love when he did that to kind of like the call out to the original Obi-Wan. But yeah, are you looking forward to that?
Yes, I am very much so. Honestly, I remember the trailer came out and I think you asked me about it and I hadn't seen it yet and I just recently watched it. I don't know. I don't want to get too hyped up for it, but I think it's going to be good. And I know Paul is going to want to watch it too. So
nah, Paul doesn't like that kind of stuff. You know, like we're getting more content than a movie would give us with these shows. In terms of, but if they keep putting out quality like this, even if it's like a limited like show where it's only one season, I'm fine with this.
Yeah, they're taking the Netflix model.
I'm fine with this. Like, I think this is going to be great. Like, Hayden Christensen is back as Vader. Like, Vader has been confirmed in this show.
That I didn't know.
Vader is back, and that's going to be the end, I think. A real fight between, like, a Vader almost in his prime and a Kenobi at his, like, master level.
Because eventually they're going to have to end it where he kind of goes into hiding, right? So
yeah, well, he's still
might be the very end
in hiding because he's just trying to keep Luke safe, right? And the Inquisitors are trying to find Jedi and kill them.
Yes,
that's their job.
Okay,
but yeah, like it looks.
So is that from? And I don't know if you know this. Like, is that from the books? Is that how this came about?
Kind of, yeah. I never read the books, but I looked into it once I saw this kind of stuff. Yeah. And like these characters are somewhat in Jedi Fallen Order as well, the video game.
See, I have a buddy, Marshall, and I know he was huge into the Star Wars books and used to read them all, and he knew all of the other stuff, right?
Like Black Chrysanthemum was a comic book character, like the Black Wookiee from the Boba Fett show.
Okay.
That they brought in. But Dave Filoni's just bringing in characters, and Favreau's doing this, but I don't think it's them doing this one. I think it's Deborah Cho, who did one of the episodes of Mandalorian that was really good.
Okay.
But I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be great.
They should have brought it out on May the 4th, though.
So they're bringing it out on May 25th because that's the anniversary of A New Hope.
Oh, okay. Okay,
that's why the trailer's like there's going to be hope.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's kind of like a 25-year thing. I think May the 4th is going to be the actual trailer. not a
Oh,
teaser,
not the
an
teaser,
actual
but
trailer.
actual, yeah.
Yeah, I think. I don't know.
Okay, that makes
But I'm
sense.
looking forward to that too. Like, I know what
Mhm.
you're saying, though. I don't want to get too hyped, but
Yeah,
it looks good.
yeah, yeah.
Maybe that's why they didn't make Boba Fett so good. That could be another reason, right? Like, maybe that's why they made Boba Fett poopy,
Yeah,
because they
yeah.
didn't want it to overshadow. Because you got to figure right now, their whole thing with these shows is Mandalorian. That's their moneymaker.
Oh, for sure,
Now
hands
they're
down,
bringing
yeah.
in Kenobi, who was like a huge moneymaker in the movies,
Mhm.
and doing his show. So they're like, do they want to like try to overshadow? He was one of the best parts of the movie, I
Yeah,
found.
1, 2, and 3, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I also want to see the Ahsoka show that's coming out.
I don't think I've seen anything or heard anything about that.
Yeah. So they've been filming that.
Okay.
And Hayden Christensen is in that as well as um he's either going to be Vader or flashbacks of him as Anakin,
Okay.
which is going to be cool too.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. So they're doing stuff now, and I'm like, fuck.
Well,
I
I
like
mean,
Star Wars.
the and after the last movie, like I don't think they're planning on doing any more movies in the series. I mean, I could be wrong. They're just going to focus on these little mini shows and
If they do this, they don't need to do
spin-offs and
movies.
everything, right? Yeah.
Yeah, they don't need to do movies.
Hmm.
They could do maybe like a saga where they release it all on like video, on like DVD or Blu-ray as a full set. And
That
like
would
it's
be
kind of
cool.
like,
Yeah.
and it's like watch it in this order so that everything kind of connects together.
Hmm.
If they did like an encompass book where it's like episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then how these shows fit in
With
between
them.
that,
Yeah.
that would be cool. And I would actually spend the money on that.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be cool.
I would spend your money on that.
Toss in the Clone Wars and Bad Batch and so on and so
Yeah,
forth. And
just
yeah.
kind of, and then if someone kind of like really want to do, and Disney's all about making things sagas and thing, like because Disney got back the rights to the Netflix Marvel shows like Daredevil
Yes.
stuff, but they
Yeah.
called it the Defenders saga.
Oh, did they?
Yeah,
Huh.
and then so it's like, okay, they just like kind of making things saga, so they could easily totally do that. But if they
Mhm.
did that and threw the shows in where they're supposed to go, I think I would totally be down for that.
Okay.
Because like, okay, the other thing I want to bring back, I completely glazed over this in Boba Fett, but with Grogu, he
Yep.
unlocks some of his memory, right? And you see him at the Jedi Temple, and the clone troopers are killing everybody. And that's when you see that Grogu was like there. He was at the Jedi Temple that was getting attacked.
When Hayden Christensen, that one?
Yeah. But I'm
Yeah.
saying, but what it showed is he was at the temple where Darth Vader was, where Darth Vader was killing them, because the clone troopers there were the 501st, which was Anakin's
Oh,
clone
that was
trooper.
his unit?
That was
Yeah.
his unit. Just
Okay.
because you could tell because of the paint on the armor. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. But then they're like, I think they're thinking season 3 is going to show who saves Grogu. Because somebody saves
Oh,
Grogu.
somebody has to save him.
And
Yeah.
you know who they're thinking? Who, like, what the fan stipulation is?
Mm.
Mace Windu.
Yes, I did hear that because they're saying he's going to be coming back in something. Yeah.
Yeah. They may have him
Yeah.
come back in Kenobi. They may have him come back in season 3 of. Because you know what it is?
Because
Filming the
Mace didn't
show.
die until the end of that.
Yeah, he lived for a while. Like, he got pushed off the building, but they never showed him dying.
That's true. Yeah.
But like what I was saying to my buddy at work about this, because it's funny when you find your nerds at work, your nerd friends at work, you can actually like talk about this stuff. And I was saying, I'm like, I think filming this for him would be a lot easier, like filming a show than a movie too, because you can kind of come in and go as you please, and he doesn't really have to kind of like where he was in the Marvels, he was in as Nick Fury
Yeah.
all the time. This he can just be like, okay, I'm only in it for this little bit. I'm only in it for this little bit. Like he could film like I'll call it like a couple weeks, and that's like 6 or 7 episodes where he doesn't have to be back, right? Unless they need reshoots. So I'm like, I'd be cool with that. But yeah, as you can tell by my quick talking, and this has really got me excited for Star Wars again.
That's awesome. I'm glad. I'm excited too. After watching the trailer for Kenobi, I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, no, I'm glad you're excited.
You know what we should do?
Mm.
If they release a new trailer,
Mhm.
we should save them for the podcast, or even do like little quick ones where if we like this live thing and do a live reaction.
I was gonna say we're gonna do a live reaction.
We should not
I think-
necessarily just Star Wars, but like anything big in nerd culture, even
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
Nintendo Direct or
That'd be
something
cool.
crazy. Like, I think that'd be a really cool thing, and it's just like our podcasts themselves are called Ramble, Record, Repeat. But if we do these short ones, it's called R3.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
that'd be cool.
like a little live reaction, and that won't go on the on Spotify. That could just stay on our YouTube channel.
Just on the YouTube channel. I'd be down with
Yeah.
that. Like, for example, I've seen it, so we can't do it now, but the Morbius trailer came out, right?
Yeah, that was really good.
So
too.
that would be cool. Yeah, I know it looks really good, right?
Really
So
good. I'm into that too.
yeah.
Oh man, nerd movies, shows, and stuff are like coming out the woodworks, and I'm really looking forward to this. Like Miles was just telling me about the Dave Grohl horror movie.
Oh, you haven't heard about that?
I knew about it, but I haven't watched it. And he watched it, and he said it was amazing.
It just came out. I
He said it was
saw
really good.
Dave Grohl on Hot Ones. Did
It
you
was like
watch that?
Studio 666, I think it's called, right?
Dave Grohl was on Hot Ones.
No,
and
was
he
it
was
good?
talking about it. Yeah, it was very good actually. Dave Grohl. So what's the host's name?
Sean Evans.
Sean. Yeah, Sean. So every 2 wings they were doing shots. Dave Grohl was making them do shots. So by the end of it, he was slurring his words trying to interview Dave Grohl.
Because he is one of the best interviewers I've seen. Sean Evans.
Oh, he's so good. Yeah. So I highly recommend you watch that. It's good. Yeah.
Would you say that's your random recommendation? Oh, you're doing your segue. It's just their stupid faces.
Ramble, record, repeat. Random recommendation.
Say that 5 times fast. Come on, I dare you.
No.
That bumper I love. That was one of my favorite things I did.
That was so fun. I'm just like, I don't know. I remember coming up with it saying, oh, we should do this. And it worked.
We'll eventually kind of make new like little segue clips where it's all in one and stuff, but this is new. So do you have a random recommendation, Chris?
I have a couple, and I don't know which one to do.
You know what? Since this is the beginning of season 4, and we're doing something new here, give us 2 random recommendations.
2, eh? Okay. I can do the first one. The first one's a selfish one. Next month, the Barry Game Exchange comes back. So I'm going to recommend the Barry Game Exchange. Dude, I am pumped. I know I don't think you'll be there. If you can make it, that would be amazing.
Yeah, I'm gonna try my best. But it's just what things are, but I might be a little sick that day, and I can come. I haven't seen everybody in so long.
Yeah, it's been a long time. It's such a good and dude, this is literally our
I'm gonna win that
biggest
PlayStation.
Yeah. If you come, you can win a PS5. We got a GameStop donated a PS5 for us.
I hope you realize though, if I come and I buy a ticket and I win that PS5, I will tell you to draw another number because that's highly sus.
Well, no, put it this way though. We have the big barrel where everybody puts their thing in, and right, and you spin it. And GameStop is supposed to be on site that day, staff there working. So we normally have them do the draw for us.
So then it's
that way it's not us reaching in and picking it, right? So we did that last time when they were there. But I mean, I wouldn't make you pay to get in either. So
I would buy, I would pay just to go in for the raffle.
$10 to win a PS5. Who isn't going to do that? Right?
I would do that.
So,
I would do that.
But dude, we are here. I got to open it up to confirm. This is our biggest show ever. I am blown away. Everybody is chomping at the bit to come here.
People missed you.
This is an exclusive here, a BGE exclusive. Where are we at here?
3 tables.
We are at 173 tables.
How many was your last one?
We normally do between 140 and 150.
So like another 30 tables.
Yeah. We're at
That's awesome.
Yeah. Like we're at the point now, right now, the way I've done the hall layout is it's around the whole rink is tables. And then it's rows in the middle like normal, but rows of like 5, I think it's 5, 6, and 6 are the rows in the middle.
So you did it so like the spacing is really nice. Like it's like that's
yeah.
That's one thing I loved about the Barry Game Exchange. Like you did in such a large area.
Yeah,
it's high ceilings too.
Yeah, we're at the point now where I think I can sell about 6 more tables, and then I want to cut it off, and that's it.
That's awesome.
Like I'm pumped. We got some brand new vendors. We got the old vendors. We got Cartridge Club guys who are going to be there. Like we're going to get to see everybody.
Missed this. People needed this.
And I mean, all the mandates, knock on wood, are gone by the time the event. Well, no, mass mandates are gone now, right? As of Monday.
For public venues.
For
Yeah.
public venues. I mean, if you want to wear a mask, by all means, go ahead. I might wear one. We'll see. We're going to be getting back from our holidays the week before the event, so I kind of want to be cautious. I don't want to be sick for the event, right? So
Yeah. Better to be safe than sorry.
yeah. So I just can't wait. It's going to be good. It's going to be so many video games and toys and board games and
one
artwork
video
and
game only.
just a bunch of duck shoot games.
Duck shoot games.
Yeah.
Nintendo tapes.
Yeah. So
That's awesome though.
Yeah.
Really, really cool.
Yeah.
And then like who were we talking to about this? I think I was talking to Derek and then they were all like they're pumped.
Oh yes,
They're like pumped for it. Like they're ready. I think it's just everybody wants just to see each other again.
Mm-hmm.
Just to see a face.
Yeah, hang out for the day, see a face, chat, shoot the shit, bust some balls.
So many balls being busted.
Yes.
The thing is, I think it'd be fairly easy for me to get that day. I just got to put it out there because it's not a holiday,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's like it's in the middle of the month,
Mm-hmm.
like really being like kind of, and it's not like it's around any holiday, so I'm pretty
It's
sure
the week after Easter weekend,
so I can be like, hey, I can give you this day for this day,
yeah, offer,
right?
Yeah,
Because it's the Saturday, right?
it's Sunday, the 24th.
Oh, that's even better. My work on Sunday sucks.
Oh, perfect.
It's 4:30 in the morning, so yes, I'd be fine with this.
Well, I hope you can make it. That'd be awesome.
And my work on Saturday, I finish at 2.
Mm-hmm.
So I could come up literally right after work on Saturday. It might just be me, though.
I kind of thought that might
Yeah.
be the case. Yeah.
It will just see. I would love to bring Nathan. I'm like,
I know.
look at all of this. But this is just more of a reason for me to buy stuff for Nathan.
Yeah, exactly.
Ashley, look at all the stuff I bought. This is all for this is completely for Nathan.
Yes.
But no, I'm very happy. When I saw that you were freaking got a PlayStation 5 to give away.
I was shocked when
You can't find them anywhere, and then you
No.
have one at your house. I was gonna send you a message. I'm like, just give it to me right now. I'll give you like $10 for it. And I was gonna send you that clip. It was like, no one's gonna know. How are they gonna know?
Nobody will
How are they gonna
know.
Nobody's gonna know. You send anything to GameStop. We should probably have 2 PlayStations.
Yeah.
But shout out to them for giving you a disc version too.
Yeah, it's a disc version.
The more expensive one.
Yep. And like they're like, yeah, no problem. We don't mind doing that. We'll donate it. We like this partnership and we want to keep it going. So
How many butts did you have to lick to get that?
none. That's the thing. I didn't
3?
have to. None.
3 butts?
No butts. No butts.
All of the butts. That's good. What's your second random recommendation?
So I'm trying to remember what it was now, honestly.
Breathing? Is it breathing?
No, it wasn't breathing. What was it? Was it a TV show? Oh yeah. Technically, I could go with 3, but no, we'll go with 2. My next one, I don't know why I kind of know why I did this. So recently, and I think it happened either just before our last episode or maybe just after, but Bob Saget passed away.
Yeah.
That
It
was
was
sad.
before. Very sad.
Yeah. I love Bob Saget. He's awesome. And I love the fact that he is a dirty comic. Like
His version of the Aristocrats.
yes,
is
right?
it's
So
bad.
funny. So I turned on the Comedy Central's roast of Bob Saget. And so my recommendation is the Comedy Central roast. So I watched the Bob Saget one. In the past, I've seen the Mike Tyson one. And there was another one I've seen, and I'm partway through now. The one that they did for Rob Lowe, and oh my
Okay.
god, it's so funny.
The roasts are good.
The roasts are so good because it's like anything goes, vulgarity. There's nothing is off limits, and they're just so funny. You got to be able to take the humor, though. I mean, some people don't laugh at the some of that stuff, right? So, I mean, if that's not your type of humor, you're not going to like this. But like. So Pete Davidson is on the one that I'm watching right now, which is Rob Lowe. And if you haven't seen King of Staten Island, it's loosely based on Pete Davidson's life. And
Mhm.
Pete Davidson's dad was a firefighter who died in 9/11. So I think it was the Jimmy Carr. Do you know this British comedian Jimmy Carr?
No.
So he was there, and obviously they roast everybody that's there, not just the main person
Yeah.
they're roasting. And so he roasts
Was it Bieber? or
Pete
something?
Davidson. He roasts Pete Davidson, and his comment is something along the lines of his skin is the color of his dad's ash color, like because his dad
Oh,
died in a fire,
geez.
right? Like it was one of those ones where everybody's like, "Oh,
That's crazy.
Yeah,
And he did
so,
that and he
like-
was like, okay with it?
oh yeah." He was
I guess,
laughing.
yeah, they're comedians, right? Like you're going on this, you're going to get like ripped
Yeah,
apart.
and there was another one where he poked fun at his dad's death in 9/11 as well that got another reaction like that. But
I guess it's like their way of dealing with the pain,
oh, for sure, yeah,
right?
yeah. But yeah, they're all hilarious. I mean, like I said, anything goes. There's Rob Lowe. There's one Flava Flav. There's one Justin Bieber.
Yeah, I saw the Flava
Yeah.
Flav one where it's just like, yeah, I didn't know shit was a skin tone until I met Flava. And I'm like, that's rough, man.
yeah.
That's rough, but
Yeah. So yeah.
but
those are-
Flava's was funny because he overreacted to everything.
oh yeah.
Every joke he's like, ah! And then Bridget Nelson's like, why? Why is this so funny? I don't get like she didn't get any of it. I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're on demand. So
Yeah. So my random recommendation, I know I recommended Vox Machina. I just finished it again, watch Vox Machina, but that's not my random recommendation. My random recommendation is going on our theme of Star Wars talk. I bought, because it was on sale, the Fallen Order game. Jedi
Okay.
Fallen Order.
Yep.
I just started playing it.
Yep.
It is really good. It got a lot of harsh criticism. It is a lot of fun. It's pretty good. Cal Kestis is a really cool Jedi.
Mhm.
It's got like kind of aspects of not necessarily Assassin's Creed, but maybe like Uncharted, where you're like traversing the environment. You have limited force abilities. You have a lightsaber that's like broken, and then it goes into like flashbacks and stuff. From what I played so far, it's really enjoyable. So that would be my random recommendation.
PS4 or Switch?
PS4 and Xbox, I think. I don't know if it's on Switch.
Okay, so that's not the one that Josh picked up for me.
Maybe it is.
There's one that Josh picked up that was on the cheap for the Switch, I thought.
Maybe it is. Hold on.
Okay.
I pulled my phone out. I'm like, I can just go on my computer. I'm an idiot.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Been a while.
Jedi Fallen Order Switch. Oh, it's not on the Switch.
Okay, so there's a Star Wars game Josh grabbed me on the Switch that was really cheap. It's like 10 or $20 or something.
Maybe Star Wars on Switch. I don't know. Maybe he got you KOTOR.
And maybe I can't remember what it was. I thought it was a Star Wars game.
I thought it was a PlayStation that he got it for you.
Maybe I'm wrong. I thought it was Switch, but maybe
he could have
maybe
got
it
you
is
the Knights of the not the Knights, but the Jedi, the Outcast 1 and 2, maybe.
I can't remember. I'd have to go back and find it in the
It's okay.
conversation.
But yes, Fallen Order is a very good game. It is on sale right now on the PlayStation Store. It is fun. I highly recommend it. That's my random recommendation.
Just one? You're not going to do two? You don't have a second one?
And the Barry Game Exchange.
No,
If you haven't been, you're doing yourself a disservice. You need to go.
Most tables ever. This is going to be nuts.
It's not even that. This is the friendship that came of it.
Yeah. So this is hilarious. I didn't tell you.
The hand gesture.
The hand gesture. I went and watched your video from the very first Barry Game Exchange the other day that you did.
With
and
Miles?
it was you and Miles and your other friend.
Josh.
Josh, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was you guys there. And it was just hilarious because that was before I even knew you. We didn't know each other then.
Yeah.
But you guys talked about how good the hamburgers were.
They were good hamburgers.
And it would just show the deals. and the thing, I can't even remember what everybody bought, but you just look at the prices and how long ago it was and how much the prices have gone up since then.
Yeah.
But it was just neat to see. There wasn't a lot of footage of like just the whole venue, but you still got like, I was looking at it and like, oh, I know that vendor, and just kind of seeing everybody.
Because that was your first one, wasn't it?
very first one.
Yeah, that was in the what was it?
It was a
just
little
hall.
banquet hall near the
Yeah.
ball hockey rinks. Yeah,
Your venues have definitely gotten better as the shows have progressed.
just a bit. Yeah,
Only a tiny bit. Only
just
a
a,
little bit.
just a little bit.
smidgen. A little smidgen.
Just a smidgen. Yeah.
But yeah, so if this video makes it onto YouTube and it's good, let us know what you think about this new format. If you want to watch us live, let us know. You can find Chris, as it says under his name, at Nintendo Hodge on Twitter and most things. And you can find me at R3_podcast, because that is where I'm the most active.
Mhm.
Not on Instagram, but Twitter I am,
Yeah.
surprisingly enough. And then thank you for joining us for 3 seasons, on to the 4th season.
It's been a blast. I hope everybody enjoys this.
Yeah, and if
yeah.
not, tough shit.
We're gonna keep doing it anyways.
We are, because this is our phone conversation. This is our catch up. You know, it's kind of like what Josh and Derek do, right? Like
We
it's-
just don't
it's-
go on for 5, 6, 7, 8 hours.
no, for 3 days. It's therapeutic for us. It keeps us sane during the pandemic, right?
Yeah,
But-
exactly. Yeah.
So thank you all. I hope you have a good night, and let me know what you think about Star Wars.
Thank you for listening to Ramble, Record, Repeat. Tune in next episode for I don't know.